guys, bringing home a newborn baby during this flu season is nerve-wracking, and especially while you're pregnant. There's so many questions that we have for newborns. This time of year, we have Shamar here from LDS Hospital, and you've got some tips for us.
I do, yeah.
Okay, what's the first one?
I would say avoid large crowds.
Okay.
So especially for the first 2 months of life, you want to try to avoid taking your baby anywhere where there's large crowds. It can increase their exposure to germs and illnesses.
Now, when you say large crowds, how large? Like
large crowds, the mall.
So just like, but like, what if there's a family function?
That's what I was thinking. All the family stuff going on right now.
Yeah, that would lead to make sure everyone washes their hands. So infants don't have the immunity and antibodies and reserves like we do to fight infection. So washing your hands is the best way to prevent infection for anybody, but it's paramount for infants. So don't feel like the paranoid, crazy parent. Just make all your relatives, any visitors want to hold or touch your baby, make sure they all wash their hands.
That's what I was going to say. I grabbed the hand sanitizer from the hospital, and I have them, I'm like, just build me for this, and I have everyone just kind of wash their hands. But I'm nervous because I'm going to have my new baby coming home with 3 older brothers, who the oldest is going to be 7 at the time. So they're out and about. What do you recommend for that?
Kids. Kids love sharing everything, including germs. So, and then they bring those home. So again, you want to teach your kids proper baby etiquette. So they too need to wash their hands before
I don't think I know proper baby etiquette, so I'm excited. Okay, well, they need to wash their hands.
What else? As the priority again. Before they can touch their new baby brother or sister, and teach them to cover their coughs in their sleeves and their sneezes to prevent the passing of illnesses.
Okay, love the tip to continue breastfeeding.
Yes, yes. Breast milk is full of antibodies, so that will help build your baby's immune system. So anytime you're breastfeeding, you're going to pass all of your antibodies on to your baby. So that's really the best thing to really help your baby build the immune system to fight infection this winter.
What about having, we know it's important to get our kids and babies immunized, but what about your own self? How does that help your baby?
Yes, helps protect your baby. You want to make sure you get a flu vaccine and the booster for pertussis. Those will help protect your baby, because if you get sick, you're going to be the one in the most contact with your baby. And anyone caring for your baby, often, you want to make sure they're up to date on their immunizations as well to keep your baby safe. Okay,
so up till about 2 months is what you said, is when you really need to be...
The first 2 months is definitely all winter season, the flu and cold season. You want to make sure you're following, hand hygiene and crowds, but those first 2 months is when they're most sensitive to get infection. And not only are more susceptible to get them, they'll usually stay sick longer.
And is that not just in the winter? That's no matter what month your baby's born, the first 2 months. Yeah. But let's talk about, so my baby's due in March, and wondering, when does this cold and flu season technically really end?
Generally, we say the cold and flu season will end like end of April, May. So it seems like a really long time.
Those first 2 months. But that's what I feel like. I feel like March is spring, but she's still kind of coming in that dangerous time. Well, thank you so much for being here and telling us, because I seriously had all of these questions, and I feel like I have so many more, and you may too. So be sure to go to ldshospital.org to get all of your questions answered. They know it all. I swear, I come to you guys with so many questions. Thank you again for being here. Brian, what's coming up next?